Hello, my name's Scott Perry. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
In today's review, we're going to be looking at the Impossible Charger by Stomka and TCC. The TLDR on this is that it does everything it promises to do. I don't think it's going to be very good for most people, but for the people who will get the most out of this, I do think it's a good effect. I'll go into who it's for and why in the final thoughts, but that's the TLDR. Watch this whole review the whole way through because there's some important points. This may be for you, it may not be for you, but that's the TLDR. Hopefully I can elaborate on that a little bit more in the final thoughts at the end of the review. However, what is it? Well, I would love to be able to show it to you, but I use my phone to record these videos and it uses a mobile phone. So basically what this is a charger. So I'll take this out as well and I'll try to put some footage up on the screen as well while I'm awkwardly removing all of these parts. So the point of this is that you will be somewhere on stage, in a cafe, in a street, wherever your scenario is that you perform or record videos, and you can plug your phone in and seemingly charge it from anywhere. So you could take one of these, I'll go into these in a moment, but let's say you take this, you put it down on the table, you plug your charger in, and then you plug that in, plug it into your phone, and then your phone will start charging. And then you can unplug it, take the plug socket away, and your phone stops charging. So that's the effect. Hopefully I've done that justice. That's what the Impossible Charger is. It's a way of making it look like you are charging your phone. What do you get with it? I've shown you most of what you get with it. You get a link on the inside to I think it's 12 minutes, 14 minutes of instructional video. They take you through everything that you need to know. You also receive these. So these are two different kinds of plug sockets. This one has some foam inside, so it's a lot thicker. Hopefully you can see that. And it's also a lot softer. This one has a metal plate inside. It's magnetic, so it will stick onto magnetic surfaces. Also, that serves a purpose for the plug as well. You receive the plug itself, which is not a UK plug. I don't think that's too big of a deal. Again, I'll go into that in the final thoughts of the review, but you get the plug with a USB point and a generic USB and also a USB-C point as well. And then you get the cable, which is USB to USB-C, which is another point we'll touch on in the final thoughts because that means that you may have to provide another cable. But that's overall what you get. You do get another small thing that allows you to basically recharge this. But I will leave that out. It's a small thing. You can easily replace it. They're cheap to replace. It's probably not going to break on you. But that is pretty much what you receive in the box with Impossible Charger. How easy is it? Very, very easy. Literally all you have to do is as if you were actually charging your phone, you just plug that in and then you plug it into your phone and that's it. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else really to do. There's no other trickery or anything like that. There's no sleight of hand. Nothing needs to be done. It's very basic in terms of how it works and requires no skill whatsoever. Reset time is instant. Basically, you can do it over and over again. But this charger, you need to charge this up for, I think they say initially do it for 3 hours, but then they say that each time you want to perform this, to make sure that you charge this brick before you perform. So that is the only real setup that you need. You just need to make sure that this is charged. Also, it does have an indicator so that you can double check before your performance whether you do need to charge it or not. That's pretty much all there is to say about reset time. Angles are non-existent. This is not a trick that has any kind of angle restrictions at all. So that's not something that's of any concern to anyone when performing this. Pocket space, as you can see, is a bit. Let's say if you were to take these and then also this, you can see that that is a good handful of stuff. So I would probably say to keep this all together, maybe in a little pouch or something, something that keeps it all together. And then whether you keep that in your pocket or whether you have it in your backpack or whether you have it in a bag on stage, however you're thinking about performing this, it does take up a little bit of pocket space. My final thoughts on this. So TCC reached out and they asked if I'd like to review it. And initially I was thinking, no, I don't really like it. It's not something that I'll perform. And I don't want to review magic that I don't believe in on this channel and that I don't think people will enjoy. But then I got thinking about it and I got thinking about ways it can be used and I changed my mind. And this is why I say in the TLDR that I think this will definitely suit some people. So imagine a performer, you know, a comedy performer like John Archer, for example. Imagine he gets someone up on stage. He says, I've got something for you. I can feel the energy between us. And then he pulls out a plug socket and says, hold on to this. I'm just going to tap into our energy. And then you know, he takes the plug socket out and he makes a big thing about hold it against yourself. And then, you know, he plugs this in. He plugs this in and then shows that he's charging his phone from the energy between you two. Of course, there's lots of smutty jokes as well about him being the plug socket. Him being the pin and you being the socket and all kinds of things like that. But I think in those situations, this could be funny, not necessarily as a magic trick, but also in the instructions and some of the advertising for the Impossible Charger. They do say that it's also as a gag trick, a prank trick, if you will. So I do think that this will suit some people. I do think it will suit some performances, like set performances, you know, in a setting where people are sat down watching you. That's not going to be a lot of people, I think, that will have a use for this. But yeah, I have definitely changed my mind, and I do think it is pretty cool. As you could see just then, as I put this on, the charger is too heavy to stay against it, since this is magnetic and this one is also magnetic. However, the thicker plug socket is not. But if you do put this on a table and you plug this in, then it will stay quite solid and it will stay still because of the weight and the magnets. But that's an important thing to point out, that if someone's holding it up like this, the plug will fall down if you just leave it there, because the magnet is not strong enough to hold up this entire thing. Another point is that it comes with USB USB to USB-C. So my phone doesn't have a USB-C port. It's a little bit older, so it doesn't have that. Mine is a Lightning port. So I would have to get a new cable if I wanted to perform this. You also have to be aware that if you're going to perform this on a spectator's phone, you have to have, you know, micro SD, Lightning adapter, USB-C, USB, all of the different kinds of adapters. You have to be thinking about that. If you're using your own phone, then of course you don't have to worry about it. You are not limited to phones with this either. You could also do an iPad or a smaller device or a tablet, something like that. But this is also a good moment to point out that this does not actually charge your device. It has a small amount of charging, so it brings up the charging indicator, but this is not a replacement charger for your actual charger, so it cannot actually charge your phone. Also, I think that's everything I have to say about the product and the props and my thoughts on it. As I say, I do think it will suit some people and some performers, mostly comedy performers, but also people who record videos for YouTube, for social media, who do pranks, who the ridiculous people, cringy people who set up pranks with people who they know in the background who are reacting, fake reacting. They would probably love this. So there are some people who this definitely suits, but it's a smaller group of people than the majority. The final thing I want to mention is that this is currently on offer. I think this is getting posted on the 17th of August 2023. The price of this is $60 US, but on the TCC website, they have a special price until the 28th of August 2023, where the price will be $39 US. So quite a big discount there for anyone who purchases this over the next week or two. Also, there's free shipping currently if you buy it right now at the time of this video going live. So if you like what you've seen in this review, then this is a great opportunity to pick this up half price. There probably are other ways of doing this, but the package as a whole is quite nice. It does what it says, and I do think it has some uses for some people in certain situations. And I think some people can make this effect a really unique point in their show. That's it for today. If you found this useful, if you found it helpful, whether that's to buy the effect or not to buy your effect and save your money for something else, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next review.